make sure my toupee's on properly. Hi fans of, and I don't dye my hair, hi fans of high quality entertainment. What I thought I would do today is a video. Thank you. And it's on bands that I love, albums that I love, or CDs. And but I never play them, or I rarely play them, because, you know, I'm listening to a lot of Yes, Van Morrison, Captain Beefheart, Blue Oyster Cult, and I sometimes, you know, you just forget some of the CDs in your collection. You seriously do. You look in your collection and you say, I didn't even know I had that album or CD. So these are some that I really like or love, but I rarely listen to. Starting with a new wave band, one of my favorites, along with Talking Heads. That's right, Devo. I actually have played this in the past year once or twice, but I haven't played this in a long time, and I really do enjoy it. Especially, I think one of my favorite, my favorite Devo song is Smart Patrol, Mr. DNA. I just woke up, so brain's a little foggy. And this has bonus tracks and everything, and it's remastered. You can hear every boom, 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 and tick, tick, tick. And freedom of choice. So back in the day, I used to, you know, buy the vinyl albums, and I still am, I'm a big Devo fan. It's just I haven't had the time to go back and listen to these in quite a while. Except for, like I said, this one. This is my favorite Devo album. It always will be. And Jocko Homo is my second favorite song. Sometimes my first favorite song of Devo's. And their fourth album I liked. I forget the name of it right now. I can see the album cover and everything. And maybe at some point I will buy it, but I'm just happy with these 3 Devo albums for now. Someday I'll listen to them. Back in the day, I bought both of these on vinyl, and they were, you know, from a cutout bin, so they were like $1 or $2. And the one I absolutely love to this day, and the other one, I think back then I was really disappointed in it, but now I have listened to this in the last couple of years and really enjoyed the other one a lot more than I did back in the day. The Eric Burdon Band. This is 2 albums, Sun Secrets and Stop. And on vinyl, that was the actual shape of the vinyl album, which is pretty cool. But Sun Secrets is the one I really love. And I've played this maybe once in the past 2 years. I need to play it again soon. If you like Eric Burdon, try and find, I think it's on Spotify, Sun Secrets. And he does some re-recordings of the Animals tracks, which I usually don't like, you know, when they re-record songs. But these are great. It's My Life. He does a superb job of Ring of Fire. The band is smoking hot. The guitar work is phenomenal. So, highly recommend that I listen to that someday. Now, Canada Day is July 1st. It's just like the Americans' July 4th, but better. Just joking. And so on, I think on July 1st, Canada Day, or just before, I'm going to do a video on some of my all-time favorite Canadian songs that a lot of you Americans have probably never heard. Of course, some, you know, the Guess Who you've heard, American Woman and all that, but there's other ones like the Tragically Hip, one of Canada's most popular bands. And so that'll be a Spotify playlist, and I might do like 100 songs, I'm not sure yet. So stay tuned for that video. But anyway, I love the Tragically Hip, and this is their double greatest hits album. I highly recommend you check them out on Spotify, your favorites. A good way to start is with the song Ahead by a Century is one of my favorites. And they just have so many good songs. Just check this out on Spotify and their latest. But I never really play them because their lead singer passed away from brain cancer a couple of years ago, and it's just, I don't know. At some point I will. This was their last album, and it's awesome, but I haven't played it very much since he passed away. So that's Tragically Hip, Canadian content. Another new wavy-ish band from the 70s that I was really into for, and then they seem to go a bit too commercial for my liking, but their first 3 albums are great. The Tubes, one of my all-time favorite debut albums with their biggest hit, White Punks on Dope, and Young and Rich, and Now. It's a double, of course, this one. And they're both really good. They're different, but I just need to listen to them more. This band isn't very well known, but I think I've talked about this album in the past. It's very underrated, and I think they're still, or until recently, they're still touring and stuff and making albums. The Vibrators, this is their debut album. It's kind of punk, pop, really catchy tunes. Highly recommend it. And you can see there is a band called Stiff Little Fingers. They named themselves, of course, from the Vibrator song, Stiff Little Fingers. One of the most respected guys in rock and roll, I believe, and one of the nicest. Alice Cooper. I love this album. Easy Action. Easy Action. This was their second album. Love It to Death. Killer. And School's Out. I never got into Billion Dollar Babies. I never bought it when it was on vinyl, and I do need to get it at some point. But I'm waiting for them to remaster these. These are like 25 years old. This is from 1989, and I don't think there's a newer version of these yet that I know of. But I absolutely love all of these. I just, like I said, never played them. More Canadian content, and I'm looking, I'm kind of, I guess, maybe a little too nitpicky, but I'm looking for better sound quality, and these aren't the greatest for sound. Some of them aren't. And I know there's better remastered versions of them. Another great Canadian band, the Guess Who, American Woman. This one is actually, it says it's original masters from 2000. The Guess Who Rockin', and So Long Bannatyne, possibly my favorite Guess Who album that I rarely play. Another great 60s band, I rarely play these, but when I do, I'm just so impressed with especially the guitar work and everything. They're a pop rock band from the 60s, but they were really good. The Buckinghams, 2 albums here and 1 there. I won't use that as the thumbnail. Pardon the air conditioner in the background. It's on low though, okay? Yes. Some of you would be shocked that I love Sly and the Family Stone. I do. I remember having this on vinyl when I was really young, and at first I didn't care for it, and then kept playing it, and I grew to really love the songs on this. Chicken, Plastic Jim, Fun, I'm an Animal, My Lady, Jane is a Groupie, which is probably my favorite. So, early Sly and the Family Stone, and a double, their greatest hits, which I never played. Another partially Canadian band, and I think they're well known for having like 2 or 3 big hit singles, and you hear those on the radio all the time. But I think they're really underrated for the albums they made. And they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they were a big band in the late 60s, early 70s. Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild. This whole album is great. For Ladies Only, I love, and I think this was a live album that I've only listened to once, but my favorite, actually, Steppenwolf, At Your Birthday Party. When this was on vinyl, it had a cutout and you could see the band behind this, I believe. But this is really, like I said, I wish they would have remasters of these. It doesn't say when it was made, but I've had this for probably 25 years. Steppenwolf Monster, which was a big seller. It's great. And this one I just broke. No, I didn't. This is the only one I'm still not familiar with. I haven't played it very much at all. Steppenwolf 7. But the other Steppenwolf albums I know very well. It's just I haven't listened to them in a long time. Isn't this exciting? The Rascals, Once Upon a Dream. I rarely play it. I also love their song C, and the whole album C, and I want to get that on CD sometime, so I never play it. But this is a really good 60s album. One of my favorite artists from the 70s and 80s. I used to buy every album of his that came out on vinyl, and I need to get all of his early albums on CD. The only one I have, which I've played maybe once in the past 2 years, is Blood and Chocolate by Elvis Costello. I actually also have King of America, but I don't know where that is. I need to reorganize my CD collection. It is a total mess. And it's a long weekend because of Canada Day, so I'll have time. And finally, a great band from Ireland. It's not U2. And it's not Van Morrison, because he's not a band. It is The Undertones. I love The Undertones. But once again, it's been a long time since I've played this. And they all sound great. They're remastered. And this is a double, Positive Touch, and The Sin of Pride, which I've never cared for the few times I've listened to it in the past. But Positive Touch, their debut album, and Hypnotized are awesome. They're punky, kind of like the Vibrators, really punky, rocky, but catchy too. Like you could almost dance to it, with the great Fergal Sharkey vocals. He has sort of a Rod Stewart, it's hard to rasp or whatever. So check out any of these bands I just talked about on Spotify. And I would love your thoughts in the comment section below on some albums you have in your collection that you love, but you rarely play. Thanks for watching. Have a greater day. Bye.